Hi guys, I'm Shoshana, the founder of Brain Body Potential and the Neurohabilitation Method. Today I'm answering questions from parents at Neurohabilitation and at Brain Body Potential. We help children walk, talk, and socialize and help adults to ditch pain pathways. So today's question is, what kind of exercises can you give my daughter who's got hypotonia? I would say nothing. Not because I can't give them exercises. I can certainly can't, exercise children with hypotonia or adults with hypotonia until the cows come home. And in my experience, nothing changes because the hypotonia actually is not a muscle issue. It's more of a brain issue, and in particular, the basal ganglia. So I believe that the exercising is actually counterintuitive and it depletes the brain. Okay, now, so let me just explain a little bit. So muscle tone is regulated by many parts of the brain, but one of them is the brainstem and the basal ganglia. So the basal ganglia is responsible. So the basal ganglia you can see here. I'll bring my board a little bit closer. So the red area is the basal ganglia. So we can see the brainstem and the basal ganglia nicely can work together. So Paul MacLean kind of developed the theory, the three brain theory, and he was saying that the basal ganglia is responsible or the reptilic brain is responsible for rituals, hierarchical dominance, and motor activities, working with the motor cortex. Now we know that the basal ganglia is also supportive of postural reflexes. So while the brainstem was the primitive reflexes, the patterns, the baby patterns we are born with to create some movements. Now the basal ganglia, so the activation and integration that was. Now the basal ganglia is about postural reflexes. Postural reflexes are activated but never really integrated. We never lose them. For example, the head righting reflex, the parachute reflex when we are ready to fall, and so on. So these postural reflexes are great for stability, the ability to balance, and so on. And that's kind of relates to the basal ganglia as well. It is less understood how it modulates muscle tone. However, we do know that it receives the basal ganglia receives information from proprioceptive sources, like we know where our bodies and the environment, tactile, vestibular, and visual as well. So, but what we do know is when we are resting, okay, when we're lying down, resting, whatever, sleeping, the basal ganglia is in full activity, and it inhibits all the movements. Okay, so when we decide to wake up or whatever, the motor cortex signals to the basal ganglia. When that signal is impaired, such as in orthosis and chorea, is a type of cerebral palsy, or in Parkinson's disease, tremor and all the other things develop. Now, so you say, okay, so how do I exercise the basal ganglia then? There are many different ways how hypotonia, kids and adults with hypotonia can be supported, and we can recalibrate the brain. One of the method, which is probably one of the oldest methods documented, was the Fröhlich type basal stimulation technique. Fröhlich, you can hear from the name, is a German physician who basically experimented with people in coma and triggered their basal ganglia by stimulating the proprioceptive, the tactile, vestibular, and visual senses. And one of them was hot, cold. The other one was light, flashing light, and darkness, and so on. and he achieved amazing results that some people, had responded in a coma and consequently, gained consciousness. The other method that I use is the biophoton helmets, which is used in Parkinson's disease and in dementia. I can leave a link below and you can have a look at it, but it's biophoton therapy, which has amazing results. So with infrared light, we actually can modulate the brain. Now, another one method was developed in the US was brain optimization. Unfortunately, nowadays we see less and less brain optimization therapists where they record the brain patterns and play back to the ears so the brain can correct its own faults. The next one, which could be probably like as a related one, is called the listening program. It could be the Tomatis version or the Synergy version, the Australian one. Either of them really good. One of them is more expensive and the other one is obviously cheaper. But what I do think is an amazing way to connect the brain up, so I call it leveling the brain up from the brainstem to basal ganglia and so on, and connecting them up, is with the rhythmic movement method. Now, the rhythmic movement method basically stimulates little baby movements, the rhythmic rocking of the baby, which kind of consequently stimulates the brainstem and it helps the level up the brain. We all know that rhythm is the language of the brain, so it just helps pushing through rhythmically proprioceptive signals to the brain and vestibular signals and so many other things. So rhythmic movement is definitely something I would suggest. And these are also very enjoyable sort of ways to help and support the child or the adult with hypotonia. And yes, exercises, no. I hope it's helpful. If you would like to read more about this, my neurodevelopmental manual is out. Can you please go to www.brainbodypotential.com and score a copy. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.